Last minute shakeup at 5:30 a.m., laundry situation not good. And when your focus is on helping your clients, it's easy to forget about yourself. But NASM knows trainers.
Morning ride is okay.
And staying in front of the day isn't always as simple as 1, 2, 3. So when the unexpected has you pressing pause,
what's the latest on creatine?
I'm going to get back to you on that.
Let NASM1 help you press play. Visit NASM.org to sign up for a membership today.
You're listening to the NASM-CPT Podcast with Richey, winner of the Share Care Emmy Award for Social Storytelling and the official podcast of the National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Hey, y'all, and welcome to the NASM-CPT Podcast. My name is Richey, and today I want to talk to you about the benefits of stair climbing. And the reason this came up is because over the weekend, I had signed up for both me and my daughter to do a stair climb event at one of the skyscrapers in New York City. Now, I got to be honest, I live in New York City. Stairs are normal. You get on the subway, get off the subway, there's stairs. You kind of go up the stairs, and after, the stairs from the train to the platform to the street, like it took a little bit of burn in my leg, a little bit of elevated increase, and I was like, that's 2 flights. And this particular event was for the American Lung Association at One Penn Plaza. One Penn Plaza, they go up 55 floors. It's 1,100 stairs. And I just said to my daughter, you want to do it? And she goes, yeah, sure. And I was like, all right, cool. So now it's something that I like. It's a cool thing where father and daughter get to do something like this together. So it was a cool experience for us. But from the moment I signed up, did I train? No, definitely not. But from the moment I signed up, I still had anxiety about it because I go up 2 flights of stairs and I go, I feel my heart rate going up and I feel maybe a little burn in my calves. Not much, but that's 2 flights. What is 55 going to feel like? And so I got a little bit of nervousness about it. And I have to be honest, we did a great job. I said, the most important thing is we're just not going to stop if possible. If possible, don't go so fast that we have to stop. Let's just keep moving. And I told my daughter, I said, use the handrails if you need it. And she goes, well, I feel like that's cheating. And I was like, that's not cheating. It's a total body exercise. So anyway, she refused. She went up, stayed my pace all the way to the top, never touched a handrail. At some point, I was like, I'm going to let go of the handrails and not use them either. And literally 3 steps into it, my knee felt a little funky. I was like, nope, back to the handrails. So I did pretty well, got up there, even with an arthritic knee, to the top, 13 minutes, 13 seconds, 55 floors, 1,100 stairs. We get out of the train to get there. We're taking stairs all the way to get there. It's like we get a nice warm up in process, get out of the train station. At Penn Station, there's Madison Square Garden. As soon as we come out, there's the garden, the beautiful new entrance, all the LED lights, the big garden in the back, and then there's this place in between it that we walked, and there's One Penn Plaza to our right that we climb, and to our left is Madison Square Garden. Now, that's pretty cool. It's also it's weird. It's normal for us here, but I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, there are people who are coming in for this that I just get this incredible New York City experience. Now, it's only 55 floors, and of course, I know people who have done the Empire State Building. I know people who have done. I think they're doing one Freedom Tower. And there are people who do times for those that are better than my time here at One Penn Plaza. And listen, I clap. Congratulations. Y'all incredible. Y'all did a great job. I am proud of myself, and I am incredibly proud of my daughter. Now, I think about this, and throughout the last several decades, there are all these interventions to try to get people to take stairs more often. And there are workplace initiatives to try to get people to take stairs more often. There are There are interventions at malls that encourage people to take stairs. Sometimes they put little footprints on steps, see if they can get people to go up the stairs more than the escalators or the elevators. And I really like the effort that they're making. But we have to identify, what is it really like? What does it mean? Because we've heard, well, in New York City, get off one stop early from the train and walk. And these are the exercise snacks they talk about. Instead of taking the elevator, get off and take the stairs, or get off a floor early or 2 floors early and take the stairs up. These are great exercise snack ideas, but what are the benefits of actually taking stairs? And are there benefits? If the benefit is it just makes me cranky, and there's a benefit to that, then sign me up, because I'm cranky when I got to take the stairs. And here I am signing up for this thing. I want to also shout out for the American Lung Association. And the amount of people that signed up and the money raised was over $150,000. So shout out to American Lung Association and the money that was raised for this. Now, mentally, all I did was stay the course. If you don't have to stop, don't stop. You know, my goal wasn't to go fast. My goal wasn't to beat a time. My goal was to finish, and ideally do so without stopping, which means go slow enough where I'm not pressuring myself. And then I was like, in the last 10 floors, I'm going to pick up the speed. And then I picked up the speed for 1 floor. And I was like, you know what? I just said, let me pace myself. You know, this is my first time. So let me just take it a little bit easy. I don't need to be going fast because my calves are burning. So next time, see if we get those numbers up just a little bit more. I'll be more focused on my speed rather than just getting through it, and we'll see what happens for the next time around. So I want to go into some things about stair climbing. So I hit up some research studies, and this is home-based stair climbing as an intervention for disease risk and in adult females. And here's what they looked at. They took sedentary women, randomly assigned them to home-based workouts or gym workouts, climbing for 5 days a week over an 8-week period. And they're going to climb the ascent. So it's 32.8 meter climb, and at home based match. They did this is what that would look like if you have steps in your home, how many you would have to do. And so what they would do is they started at 2 times going up the stairs in the first portion of the study. And then at a regular interval, they moved it up to 5 ascents per day when they got into the later weeks. So here's what they did. They have a control group, and they've got the stair climbing group. Now, the stair climbing group improved aerobic fitness. They improved, over the course of 8 weeks, body composition. They improved their serum lipid levels. They improved their triglycerides. And with a similar risk reduction for the at-home-based group and the gym group, only the home-based protocol reduced fasting blood glucose. And so discussions need to be put out there about climbing and how long the times are and what the efficiencies are when it comes to it. But it does seem to be a very low-cost intervention for disease risk reduction to the public health. Taking the stairs seems to reduce risk. So we like this idea, but let me continue. So I found about 3 more studies I just want to highlight. So stair climbing and the incidence of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, population-based prospective cohort study by Arifa et al. And basically the takeaway here is that frequent stair climbing was associated with lower atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease incidence. However, the association was partially explained by lifestyle and clinical factors of the participants. What does that mean? That means that people who tend to take the stairs tend to also choose healthier options in life. So I like that they differentiate that, because there are going to be a few more studies that I'll go into, and you'll see the differences between the studies. And one of the things we have to ask is, they have better cardiovascular risk because they are healthier already, therefore are more willing to take the stairs versus those who do not? And that is a question that you have to ask when you look at research. All right, this episode of the NASM CPT Podcast is brought to you by NASM One, the membership for trainers and coaches. Members enjoy unlimited access to hundreds of career resources. Get the Edge app to schedule and program clients. Enjoy half off all certifications and specializations, access to free CEUs, and more. All of this for just $35 a month. Go to nasm.org/membership to learn more about NASM One. The next one is entitled The Association Between Stair Climbing and Modifiable Cardiovascular Disease Risk Factor, the SWEDA study. And this was by same author, Arifa et al. And really the takeaway here, stair climbing was inversely associated with obesity, smoking, physical inactivity, and stress, which suggest a potential role for cardiovascular disease prevention. And yes, are you less likely to take the stairs if you're a smoker, if you are obese, if you're generally physically inactive, and if you're stressed out? Likely. But the association here is pretty interesting that you may have any or all of those things and start taking the stairs and then chance a reduction in SED. And so what they also point out is that there is that potential role for cardiovascular risk disease prevention. Okay. I'll also point out that a few years ago, a friend of mine came up from Atlanta, and I used to live in Atlanta for a couple of years. And she came up, and when I saw her, she had lost so much weight. I'm so proud of her. And I talked to her about what she did. And she told me that she did all of those things that you hear that people are supposed to do in order to lose weight. And she goes, and so I just started doing them. And I went, like what? And she said, yeah, diet is a part of it. But honestly, if I could walk to work, I just got up early and walked to work. I always took the stairs. And so instead of taking an elevator, no matter where I am, or an escalator, I would just say, look, just go take the stairs. Go take the stairs. And so she got so good at it, it sort of become part of her lifestyle. And she had lost over 120 pounds. And it was because she really started implementing these things that you hear you're supposed to implement, but then you're like, it's probably not enough to do anything. I'll say this, and we know this is well-researched, well-documented. The amount of calories expended during exercise isn't that many compared to the amount of calories that you metabolize just throughout the day in non-exercise activity. So if throughout the day you are more active, then that can equate to a lot more caloric expenditure throughout the day than a single bout of exercise or working out. Decreasing inactivity, being more active throughout the day, and making choices like taking the stairs in order to get progress seems to be a legitimate way to help some people lose weight. Last one's daily stair climbing, disease susceptibility and risk of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. This is by Sonia et al. Conclusion here is climbing more than 4 flights of stairs, approximately 50 steps every day, is associated with a lower risk of cardiovascular disease and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease and types of independent of disease susceptibility. Participants who stopped stair climbing between baseline and resurvey had a higher risk of atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease compared with those who never climbed stairs. Well, that's scary because you're going to be like, well, I'm just not going to start because I don't want it to be worse when I stop. And I would say this, the beginning of doing something beneficial like climbing stairs is great. And then a lot of times when we stop, the stopping leads to people stopping completely. So they're increasing their rate of sedentary behavior because of the all or nothing fallacy where people say, well, if I can't do as much as I'm supposed to do, then I'm going to do far less than I was even doing before. Don't let that happen. A little bit of something's better than a whole lot of nothing. So make sure that you're contributing a little bit, always focusing on a little bit of something's better than a whole lot of nothing. And then, of course, do what you can, not what you can't. And so you're not trying to jump into doing something you're not ready to do, but do a little bit and then progress as you can. Thanks for listening. I appreciate all of you. Like, subscribe, share with your fitness friends and family. Leave a review, for goodness sakes. It really, really does help. And then if you know any trainers that would like to have regular updates on fitness information, then send them the podcast. I'd appreciate that. And you want to reach out to me, hit me up. You can do so on Instagram at dr.rickrichey or email me, rick.richey@nasm.org. Y'all keep inspiring people to fitness. Thanks for listening. This has been the NASM CPT Podcast.